Hello and welcome to our fifth challenge. This time we are playing as Louis the Stemmer of Aquitane. We need to become the king of both France and Aquitane and create the Empire of Francia, which will require us to hold one kingdom outside of Francia, which will be whatever our father manages to claim for us or give us a claim to, or something from the Umayyads most likely. And we need to kill 10 Germanics, or one less for each Viking, Ravager, etc. We'll probably just be using by favor and then invite them to the court with some gold. And lastly, we need to have 8 dukes like us, which gold will also be good for. So let's go ahead and see the realm prosper and start amassing some of that sweet gold. And also do the other things. Let's get married, and let's also get our oldest son married, or betrothed at least, and also get our consul to start doing things with one skill. I don't think our chancellor is going to accomplish anything, but he is a powerful vassal, so we're not going to mess around with that quite yet. And we can change a law, maybe. Can we get revoked titles? We can. That could be useful for cleaning up our borders a little bit, get rid of some unruly vassals and get some more loyal ones. And let's also join the Benedictine order. And lastly, set a crown focus. Alright, we can also ally our cousin in Bavaria, although he is likely to end up in a war at the start, so we'll just let him sort that out before offering an alliance. And hopefully our father will use some of these claims, especially the one on Burgundy, before passing on, so that we can actually get a good position to form Francia once our father has passed away. Until he has passed away, though, we're just going to be kind of waiting around in Aquitaine, because we're not powerful enough to take on the Umayyads. We don't really have any claims of our own, and it's not really worth the effort of creating them when we're going to inherit a bunch from our father. So we'll just be nice for a while. So things have been running for a bit. Our wife has gotten pregnant. Our father, as expected, has declared a war for Burgundy. So assuming he succeeds in that war, the Kingdom of Burgundy will go to our brother, and then we'll just have to take that from him after we inherit West Francia. The Umayyads have attacked Asturias and seem to be winning right now. We could try to help them, but they'll break our ambition. And as expected, Bavaria is attacking Great Moravia and seems to be winning that. And we're also trying to sway one of our dukes to try to get a little bit closer to having our dukes like us. Would be good for the whole faction thing. So yeah, that's what's going on. Also, our dukes fighting each other is a thing that's going on, but we'll just let them do that. Alright, we are now in the year 872. We have completed our ambition, and we've amassed a decent amount of wealth. We'll just continue amassing wealth. And also, our society told us to pick the theology focus, and since that's a great way to get a bunch of positive traits that will help people liking us, we'll just go ahead and pick that. It seems in the meantime that our father is still at war. He is slightly winning, and he is not interested in having an alliance, so we'll just say okay. And considering we have a decent amount of wealth, we could start inviting some people to our court to have them killed. So let's go ahead and use the option to explore character opinions from our Norse friend over here, and then we will want to have people without land, as landed people will obviously not join the court, and also adults. And I believe married people are also less inclined to join a court, so let's also get rid of that. And there do not appear to be any Vikings we can invite. I'll just sort by intrigue and find some people who don't hate us too much, because, well, it'll be a bit harder to invite people who absolutely hate us. Unfortunately, the opinion shown here is their opinion of Aquitane rather than their opinion of us. I think we need to get 30 opinion to be able to invite them, or rather to get them to accept buying a favor and then invite them. It is making it a little bit difficult to find who actually have a high enough opinion of us to be doing it this way, so let's go ahead and sort it over here. Now, of course, we'll have to sort through a lot more people, but if we go and sort by religion, it should still be easy enough to find the Germanics. And we'll just go ahead and find ones that don't completely hate us, and see if we can send some gifts. He's willing to join us. We do need to have them be inside our diplomatic range, of course. So let's make sure to also put that on. And then we're back to the Germanics, and it hasn't kept its opinion sorting. There we go. So, who can we send gifts to make them like us enough? It would appear that very few people are willing to have their opinion be raised to a high enough point. What if we sort by greedy people? As greedy people do have a bigger increase in opinion based on you giving them gifts. Now this one has a very high intrigue, so probably a good thing to have skipped him, as our chances of succeeding to kill him would be a bit abysmal. Oh, there's a little collection of Germanic people to start with. We do of course need to invite him, and we can't invite him because he's on their council. Probably should have checked that beforehand, but hey, here we go. He's invited. He's also on a council. He's also on a council. He's not on a council. Right, so note, if you do this, make sure to check whether people are on the council in the place where they are before you invite them. Otherwise, you're kind of wasting your gold. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and plot to assassinate this one, and then once he's dead, we'll continue with the next one that we invited, and we'll just repeat the process once we've killed the ones that we currently have in our court. Alright, we have managed to kill our second Germanic pagan courtier, so let's go ahead and find some new ones to invite. Well, try to make sure not to invite any people who wouldn't be willing to join us this time. 3 more for now at least. So we'll go ahead and invite them over. And it seems he got a martial position in the meantime. But at least we can go ahead and start plotting to murder the remaining people who were willing to join our court. And we'll just let the game continue running while we wait for that. Oh, what's going on here? Our father is losing his war. That is problematic, as we do want him to, well, win. We'll keep an eye out for whether our father is at some point interested in having an alliance with us, because it would be really nice to actually be able to help him get Burgundy. And looks like we got ourselves a commander. 33 martial skill, thanks to this lovely Carolingian blood. Those great warriors are pretty great. And we also have another marriage proposal for that pagan. Anyway, we'll just hopefully kill her, and then we'll see what comes next. Alright, we have killed our commanders, and that means it's time for us to get some new people to join our court. Apparently we could not raise our opinion high enough with this one, so we'll just have to keep trying. Apparently a certain Hestein got imprisoned in the court of King Ludwig the Younger of East Francia. Sadly, that means we can't invite him, and apparently nobody wants to help us kill him. So we'll just have to make do with Thorbrander here. Invite him to court with the favor, and then hopefully he'll be dead soon. In the meantime, we started a little war with one of our vessels by trying to imprison him. And speaking of trying to imprison, we can imprison our wife, because apparently she's plotting to kill our son. So that's a bit inappropriate. Oh, and it would appear that we have inherited West Francia. So we suddenly have a lot more land to work with, and we are also getting attacked by the King of Jylland. Well, that's a thing. Let's see if we can get our friend in Bavaria to help us. We apparently cannot. So I think we'll just go ahead and surrender this, and then we can start focusing on the war with Lotharingia over Burgundy. At least we managed to build a war chest this way. So let's just try to get exalted and go ahead and win our remaining wars. So a big revolt happened while we were fighting this war due to factions being a thing. So we'll actually set our war declaration committee to be a law, and that way our council can't actually join any factions, which means that our factions should be a lot more manageable. Usually I'm not a big fan of this, but given the fact that we don't really need to keep playing this campaign for very long, we'll be fine with living with having our council declare the wars for us. And that got rid of the big faction problem that we had. So now we can properly focus on our war with Lotharingia. And speaking of that war, let's throw in a couple of retinues to give our troops a little bit more power. Alright, so we have finally won our war. We now have a Burgundy. And let's see and confirm, we do indeed have enough land to form Francia. We are just missing one kingdom title outside of the Duchy of Francia, so we're going to want to see what our options are with regards to that. First of all, the Umayyads, they have 5.22k troops, that is slightly less than us. And we also have some weak claims we can press. These will be on Italy, which has slightly more than us. However, we of course did at one point get someone betrothed to the daughter of the Byzantine Emperor, who is now the sister of the current one, which means we can get an alliance with them, and we should be able to just use the Byzantine Empire to beat up Italy, and then we'll have a nice Italy to add to our collection of kingdoms, which is a lot more convenient than having to fight multiple wars against the Umayyads. So we'll just go ahead and wait until that is accepted, and of course we'll just set some ambition. We did kill a few more Germanics in the meantime, although we are not having too much luck with our current target. We only have 77.3% chance. Perhaps we can get some people to help us out here by handing out some of our honorary titles. But we're 38, we should still have a couple of years left in us before it's too much of a problem. And also, if we do form Francia, we'll be able to use de jure claims to beat up the petty king of Numsburg, and that should hopefully kill some Germanics as well. But for now, let's wait until we have our alliance. There we go. And now let's see who we need to convince to be able to claim Italy. Who are the people voting against this? Our Marshal, Spymaster, Steward, and this advisor. So, who shall we replace? I am thinking that, given that he is trying to fabricate a claim, we're going to want to imprison him. We'll fight that war, and then once that is over, we'll get ourselves a new advisor who will actually help us get that war with Italy. Alright, so we have won the little rebellion. So we are revoking these titles to make sure that we can hand them over to some more loyal people. So we'll go ahead and give this fella the Duchy of Aquitane, and he can have the Duchy of Normandy. I'll also need to give Poitou to someone. He can have that. And that's that. For some reason, our cousin over here has decided to create and make primary the Kingdom of Sardinia and Corsica. So we'll be fighting the Kingdom of Sardinia and Corsica in order to get Italy. The Byzantines, in the meantime, have started a holy war of their own. I think I'll let them fight that while we avoid calling them into this war, and just try to fight this by ourselves, as we do have a slightly larger army than they do, and if all goes well, we should be able to get them to walk into Savoy and not murder our troops horribly. Or they can just send in half their army at first and we'll crush them that way. So yeah, we'll be seeing how this war goes, and then hopefully we'll have the last kingdom we need for the Empire of Francia. Alright, so we have won the war with a bit of help from the Byzantine Empire. So let's go ahead and make peace. We now have a glorious mess of an empire, and now we're actually properly an empire. And that got us the French toast done. So we'll go ahead and accept that, I suppose. And let's start looking at our dukes and see which ones we can hopefully cheer up, because we need to have 6 more that actually like us. So we're going to go ahead and look for rulers that like us, and we'll see the dukes that already like us, and then a bunch of people that don't really matter. We can of course create some extra duchy titles to just create dukes that like us that way. I'll just go ahead and give duchy titles to anyone who likes us already, and of course find ways to make dukes that relatively like us even more. Asking him to stop a plot should also raise his opinion of us. 75. That is more than we needed, so that's good. And this will give us 26 extra. That will not be enough, and we also cannot get her to like us through stopping the plot, since she's only backing our plot, but she is desiring a certain vessel, and giving her that gets us above 65. So that's another one done. Let's see if he wants anything. The Kingdom of West Francia. Let's go ahead and not give that. We also already gave him a gift, so we can't cheer him up that way. So I'll just go ahead and keep looking. Here is someone who could probably do with a duchy, especially given the fact that his de jure one doesn't like us anyway. So that's an extra benefit to weaken that one a bit. And let's go ahead and make this guy the Duke of Bourbon, so that he too likes us. Oh, we of course have a county that he wants, and we can't give that away right now. So let's see, can we give him a gift to make him like us? No, because we are completely broke. So we'll go ahead and wait until we have some more money before we continue with this. So we had a bit of extra good fortune. Our invited Norse people got 2 children. So that's 2 extra Germanic people for us to deal with. And we also saved up enough gold to be able to create another duchy title. So we'll just go ahead and find ourselves someone who relatively likes us, and he can have the Duchy of Pisa. And there we go, gold on Why Don't You Like Me. So now all we need is to kill 3 more Germanic pagans. Right now we are plotting to kill someone with 693% chance, so he'll be dead soon enough, I'm sure, even if we do fail initially. There we go, another one down. 2 to go. And 1 to go. And we already invited this one earlier, so that's why we had her as a character of special interest. And we'll just click OK through all of this, and there is our last, not our last kill. Well, 1 more to go anyway. Let's just go find someone then. So we are again looking for non-rulers within our diplomatic range, who are not married, not a great house, adult, not my religion group. Oh my, would you look at that. Well, plot to kill him and also find someone else in the meantime, just in case this one doesn't quite work out. We of course want greedy people, as that makes it easier to get them to come over. And there is a commander that is not a council position, so we'll send him a gift, buy a favor, and invite him over, and switch to killing him. And that's a dead man. Can even try to spy on him while he's here, but he's already dead. So there we go, that is all 3 challenges completed. And apparently in the meantime 2 dukes already stopped liking us again, but we did this, so we're all good. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing this playthrough of Louis the Stammerer for the Monarch's journey, and I'll hope you'll watch again on the next Monarch's journey character. If you want to make sure that you don't miss it, make sure to subscribe, and I hope you'll have a great time until then. Farewell.